Welcome to Spotlight on the Arts. I'm your host today. My name is Michael McKeever. Joining me is our usual panel of theater experts, the always wonderful producer, actress, director, the wonderful Miss Iris Acker. Next to her is a local film and theater critic and founder of FloridaTheaterOnStage.com, the always wonderful Mr. Bill Hirschman. And next to me is the Silver Palm and Carbonell award-winning actress, the lovely Miss Karen Stevens. Now, today's episode is going to be the second in a series we're doing on healing through the arts. It is with great pleasure that I welcome our very special guest today, Mary Ann Watson, who is a registered nurse, a community outreach educator, and a facilitator for drum circles. Today we're going to be talking about therapeutic drumming, and it is a pleasure to welcome you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
Well, we're thrilled to have you here. Let's get right into it. Could you just give us a quick breakdown on therapeutic drumming and how that helps heal people?
Yes, actually I can. On therapeutic drumming, and not just these type of drums, but all drums, known as vibrational therapy, has been around forever. It's an ancient practice, but it's been recently brought forward in complementary therapies and alternative therapies because now, with a lot of scientific studies, they recognize that therapeutic drumming in all of its different forms, not only does it help reduce stress, but it actually changes the physical body, raises the immune system, and really assists with a lot of different disabilities.
So this helps with a number of different ailments. Could you just give us a quick breakdown of some of the things that this therapy is used for?
There's studies out there in regard to Dr. Barry Bittman, who is a neurologist in Pennsylvania in 2001, did a study. And after 1 hour of drumming with blood samples, they showed that it actually raises the killer T cells. It actually builds the immune system.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Could you give us a quick demo of how you use the drum and how you would, if you were doing a session?
Sure.
How you would actually...
Absolutely. This is considered a Native American drum. There's many different types of drums, but these are the kind of drums that we use. And because it's so simple and accessible, all you do is put it in your lap, grab a hold, and play. Any way you want to.
Okay, I got to tell you that the sound is just wonderful. I can actually feel it being this close. I can feel it resonating across my chest.
Vibration.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
No, let's jump right into a session. How does a session work? You've got people sitting around. Mm-hmm. You, as a facilitator, you begin the session. What do you do?
Mm-hmm. Well, we usually like to sit in a circle so that there's nobody that's ahead of anybody else, so it's all equality all the way around. And everybody picks a drum, chooses a drum, and we allow them to get to know their drum for a minute and kind of connect to their drum, make it comfortable in their hand any way they want to. And there's many different designs on the back of the Native American drum. These are drums in particular I made. And a wonderful woman by the name of Linda White that makes a lot of Native American drums, and she's been my mentor for several years. So we made these drums, and so it makes it a little bit more personal when you're playing your drum, and we all just kind of climb in, get comfortable in our seats, and usually I will start the beat, and everyone else will follow. But I ask for many people within my facilitating class to take over and lead, especially if they have something that they really want to bring forward.
This is wonderful. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
We had a crew visit you earlier and watch you work.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick look at that right now, just so we could see the process and see you, in your element.
Terrific.
Under my feet, Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Hey, Anna, hey, Anna, hey, Anna, hey. Hey, Anna, hey, Anna, hey, Anna, hey. Hey, Anna, hey, Anna, hey, Anna.
That's wonderful. Great stuff.
Thank you.
Iris, I know you've been chomping at the bit to
I
ask
had
a
the pleasure
question.
of being there at the shoot when I came with James's camera, and that day, the chanting is what I really enjoyed. Where did this come from? Is it improvised or is it set?
No, actually, a lot of those chants are, because we follow a lot of the culture of the Native American in this specific drum circle that we do, a lot of those are original Native American songs.
For example, would you give us a demonstration
Okay.
of a chant?
Okay. There's a hello and a goodbye that's always at the beginning and at the end of the circle. And the song is Yatue, Yatue, ya, Yatue, 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 ya, Yatue, Yatue.
Now in combination with the drumming.
Okay.
Coordination.
know it's going to be a performance.
No, I hope I can sing and
she
drum at
has-
the same time. Yatue, Yatue, ya, Yatue, 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 ya, Yatue, 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 Yatue.
Who comes to your circle and how do they find their way to you?
This particular circle is at Gilda's Club. I'm a volunteer at Gilda's, and we started this drum circle last year down there. They found that drum circles with people that have been touched by cancer and any sort of cancer, and it doesn't necessarily mean that that person has cancer, it may be a friend, a family, or a loved one. They found that a lot of times when a cancer diagnosis is given, people tend to become isolated. They pull away from friends. They don't feel that connectiveness with people anymore. With the drum circle, it allows them to come back in and be part of a circle, part of getting rid of some of that isolation and more socialization. It also helps with self-esteem because they're bringing themselves back in, and it's a release of a lot of anxiety and stress through the playing and the vibration. Mm-hmm.
When you say the vibration, do you have any sense what it is that makes it work so well? What is it that connects the beat and the chanting to the healing process?
Well, now you're really getting into where I work.
I know. That's why I asked.
As a Reiki master and a healing touch practitioner, I am in the belief system, and we now know through science that we are vibrational beings. We live and breathe through vibration. The first vibration that we ever hear is our mother's heartbeat when we're in the womb. It's a very comforting sound. So when you have that vibration is stimulating every cell within your body, and it's allowing every cell within your body to move in a specific rhythm. Parkinson's patients, patients with dementia, patients with Alzheimer's, they have a very scattered vibration from the neurological dysfunction in the areas of the brain that have been damaged. With the single focus of the rhythm of the drum, it allows both sides of the brain to feel that vibration at the same time, and it allows Parkinson's patients to release some of the tremor to be able to play. Alzheimer's patients connect very closely to the sound of the drum.
What is the history of this sort of therapy? Where did this get developed? Where was it created?
Well, we'd have to go back to the beginning of time with drums. Drums have been, all over the world for thousands of years. They've used the drum for communication. They use drums in spiritual circles. They use drums for pretty much any type of emotion. There was medicine drums, there were drums for war, drums for spirituality, and there's drums for wisdom, but usually, I'm sorry, it's only for women.
Ow! Now, who decided that?
Oh, a long time ago. The ancients.
Drumming, of course, initially was not known to be therapeutic. It wasn't used for that. When did this discovery come about that, oh my goodness, it's healing?
I think for a long period of time, people that have been in the healing arts and a lot of the vibrational people that have worked in vibrational medicine for a long period of time, massage therapists, healing touch practitioners, Reiki masters. They've all recognized the importance of that vibration. And the healing touch and the Reiki are just a small little touch in regards to all the vibrational medicine that's out there. Tibetan bowls is another type of vibration that's been around for years and years. And the Buddhist monks had used it for years and years for meditation. So it's just a matter of, it's been coming into fruition as more and more people are looking outside the box for medicine and for healing.
Also, in the early African tribal environment, the drum was used as healing
Absolutely.
by the tribal doctors.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
yes.
I thought it, well,
the
okay.
very early origins in the motherland.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The thing is, it doesn't take any special talent, does it?
It's extremely accessible, and however you play it, it's coming from here. And I'm sure that you'll agree with me that vibration, and when the medicine people and the healing people would play the drum, they were sending that energy of healing through the drum.
Yes.
But as a facilitator, where do you, what training do you need or do you get to be a facilitator in this particular technique? Or is this something that has just sort of accumulated and blossomed fully formed?
No, I actually went to a facilitator class. It took a year, and it was a learning, and it was also a class of energy work where you would learn meditation, and also because it is Native American that I follow a lot of the culture and belief systems, I wanted to be able to make sure that I honored their cultures and their belief systems in the appropriate fashion when I would facilitate the circle.
Is there any sort of meditation, listen to me, meditation that goes along with the drum circle?
Well, if you look at the true meaning of meditation, it's focusing on one thing and allowing the body to relax. So drumming itself is meditation.
Is a form of it. Got it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now the chanting, different chants, different strokes for different folks. I'm trying to figure out, are the chants each have a meaning? You say there's hello and goodbye, but other than that, because there is a lot of chanting.
Oh
too,
yes, there's a lot
as
of
you
different,
drum.
and again, from the Native American culture, most of the chants that I use are because they are with the Native American belief system. Most of them have to do with connection to Mother Earth, to nature, because the Native American people believe that they are the keepers of Mother Earth. They are part of Earth.
Do you do you have stories that you can tell of people who have participated and that you've been able to see or they have felt a certain result from having participated?
Oh, absolutely. Just since we started at Gilda's, the group has grown. We have 8, 9, or 10 people there now, and it started very small. And you can tell the difference in their self-esteem when they come. Since we started, several people have made their own drums. And at one time, I did take a group from Gilda's, and they were part of a drum making, so they have their own drums now. So it's very personal, and they are enjoying it a lot. Some of the other drum circles that I do facilitate, we do a specific portion of the drum circle is stopping, and we have what we call a talking stick, which we pass around, and each person puts a certain word or a certain thought process into the center of the circle where the vortex of the energy is, and hopefully to lift that up, almost like a prayer. And you get a lot of emotion at that time, because there's been a lot of release with the drum. So a lot of people, whatever word they're bringing forward is through their meditation, and you'll get a lot of emotion.
You're a registered nurse. And
Yes.
so I find it very interesting. Do you find it helpful in your drumming, in your healing practice, to actually know what's going on inside of the body and where these vibrations are touching certain areas of the body in terms of healing, like the chakras and the different, like physiology? Is is that beneficial?
Yes, and it's very exciting because I am a registered nurse, and I am also a patient advocate and a caregiver advocate. So when I suggest to someone that they try a drum circle, it is to help them to move forward in their stress, in their depression, in their isolation, wherever they may be in their disease process, or not necessarily a disease process, but just feeling overwhelmed, or if they just want to find a way of release. And I think that knowing a lot more about what I can tell physicians when I go to see physicians, they don't want to hear, it's really nice. They want scientific facts. They want to know, how is this going to help my patient? How are you going to help my patient with this? And I'm very happy to say that there are a lot of drum clinics in Parkinson's Disease Association now. We have wonderful drums that have wheels on them that we can wheel up in front of wheelchairs for patients to participate in drum circles. And Dr. Bittman, the gentleman I had told you about earlier that did the studies about the immune system, he has a huge healing center in Pennsylvania for asthmatic children where he's helping them deal with their disease process through drumming and breath.
Wow.
Well, I'd like to see some of this in action if we can.
Well, I'd love you to join
We
me.
have some drums here.
Yes.
We just happen to have. You'll be so sorry.
Drums. And I must say,
Oh, we have this.
we did not rehearse this. This is without
No,
Oh, I
rehearsal.
think they're going to be able to tell that,
fine.
Iris.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope
It's very, very simple, like I said. It's a matter of just picking up the mallet, holding the drum very comfortable for yourself any way that you can.
All right.
And we're just going to start off with a very slow beat.
A nice bass here.
Yes, that's a buffalo.
Wow.
That was really wonderful. I really
I
felt
love
it.
that. Isn't that
I
marvelous?
want one.
I do too. and I have to point out as well that not only are these drums beautiful, but that you made every one of
Yes.
these.
How do you pull them so tightly? Because I know you can't do that by brute force. You
No.
need something.
When they're actually, the hides are wet, and first of all, and let everybody know, the animal does not die for the drum. This is the donated skins after an animal has passed away, and the skins are wet. So when you're placing them on and you're gently folding them, we do it in a meditation so that you're honoring the skin of this animal as it's being placed onto the rim, and then you actually are sewing with the sinew, and then you get to decorate it any way that you want to.
And as it dries, that's when it becomes taut.
Yes.
Now, to take it and use it at home, everybody has a drum now. Has their own drum. It doesn't matter, does it? Or does it matter what they do with it at home or how they do it? Just to do it. It's such
Oh,
relief.
yes.
The word you used was release. I'm so angry. I'm so.
But I got to tell you, I could feel that release
You
just then as we
will,
built
and
up.
if you play for an hour, you'll feel the vibration. You can feel the vibration all over your body, and you know that it's actually really doing something. You know that. We use vibration every single day. I'm sure you've heard of a TENS unit before. Somebody that has had back pain, so they have those little TENS units placed, and
Yeah.
it's just
For those of us like myself who don't know what that is, what is a TENS unit?
It's like a little box, and it has little electrodes that they put on certain nerves to vibrate
Got it.
Yeah,
them.
it actually
So it's a
does.
vibrational therapy, and this is just like a giant TENS unit for the whole body.
Do you do this? Something she said made me wonder. Is the idea that you do this only in a group, or do you do this at
No,
home?
I do this at home.
Okay. But, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I assume that there is a benefit from the communal sense of doing this with a group of
Absolutely.
people. And the idea of doing it in a circle as opposed to solo. Can you talk a little about that?
Yes, and I can tell you that it really has caught on for the drum circles. Large corporations such as Toyota have drum circles. When they have their big business meetings every year, they haul in the drums, they do a big drum circle, and all the execs are in the drum circle with their sales managers. So there's no boundaries. Everybody is playing, everybody is the same. Some of them at the beginning come in kicking and screaming, but they soon really get into playing, and there's a lot of big corporations now that are using drum circles as an area of release. They're finding they take less time off, they have better self-esteem and better relationships with their employees, and they really are doing well.
But while you're into the Native American culture, if I remember what you said correctly, there are others. There's African American culture. When you mentioned Japanese, I thought of taiko drumming.
Oh, absolutely.
Or something along those lines.
That's
Are there
so
others?
powerful. Oh, yes, yes. The steel drums from the islands, the djembes, which is a beautiful drum. And most of the time, the djembes you play with your hands, so you really get to
yes.
get
Feel
that
the texture.
vibration.
I like that,
It's
yes.
a lovely. And you can. And I invite you to play these drums with your hands. But it basically what it is allowing that thought process to come through your drums, and you can, as you can see, you can really get into playing.
No question, no question.
I belong to an arts organization that meet annually, and at the beginning of the meeting, there's always the drum circle, so that it brings everyone's energy in, and it raises the vibrational level
Absolutely.
of everyone who's there.
Fantastic way to do it. Absolutely.
I see advertised drums, join us. So there's drum circles all over on the beaches. Is that, I guess outdoors it's even more.
Which leads me to the question, I say I want to get involved with a drum circle or investigate therapeutic drumming. How do I go about doing it? How do I get in contact with you or Gilda's club?
Gilda's Club, it would be just call and ask them about their drum circle, or I can give you my phone number for them and they can call me. I love to facilitate drum circles for people, get them started. And then once you get them started, you can get somebody else to be the facilitator, or the whole group can be the facilitators. But really, if you have people that are just really looking to go participate, you can just Google drum circles in your area and you're going to find, you'd be very surprised.
Excellent. That's great to know. That's really
I love
good.
it how, even when you're walking down the street, whenever someone is beating the drums, even if they're beating on the buckets, you're automatically drawn to that energy. I just love that about drums.
It's funny, you always think, so many people would think of drumming as just audio or noise, but there's so much more to it.
Oh, absolutely. We visited Asheville, North Carolina recently. We came into Asheville on Friday night, and the whole city was in a drum circle in the center of Asheville.
Good Lord.
And I told my husband, we're moving here.
But now, where do they all get their drums?
I guess they make them.
They make them themselves.
The entire city?
Yeah,
That's-
it's open to everybody in
It's
Asheville
such
to
a
come.
cool place.
Yeah, it is.
For such an ancient discipline, do you see a place that this technique is going? Is the science and the art of healing through this going in a particular direction or
Truthfully,
evolving?
I saw an article in Fortune 500 while I was looking at some of the things to bring forward to you guys, and they're thinking of actually having a drum in a pharmacy, right between the cold medicine and the headache medicine.
Great.
So while you're waiting for your prescription,
Actually, you would
Place to
buy the
purchase.
drum, and then the pharmacist would then give you a handout on how to use it to release your anxiety, to reduce pain.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't need prescription.
I'm just going to ask, do I need a prescription?
But it is addictive.
Yes, it is. I can attest to that.
That's a great
Well, we're running out of time. Could I just ask for one more chant and one more,
Yeah.
because it's just really lovely to hear, and I just love it.
All right.
So if you could give us a quick one for
Sure.
the road, as it
Well,
were.
we'll do the goodbye. Do you remember Yataway, everybody?
Yes.
Yataway, Yataway, Yataway,
Yataway.
Yataway, Yataway, Yataway,
Yataway.
Oh, instead of a doctor's visit, you go and you find the drumming circle to join them and get rid of all
I
your
feel better
pains.
already. Marianne Watson, thank you so much for joining us.
My
This has
pleasure.
been just a wonderful half hour that I personally have learned a lot in and thoroughly enjoyed.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Panel, thank you. As always, you guys were a blast. And thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed this half hour as much as we have today. There's so much happening in South Florida, and every week we do our very best to bring it to you. If you want to find out where some of this stuff is going on, go to floridatheateronstage.com. We'll see you next week right here on Spotlight on the Arts. I'm Michael McKeever. Thank you so much for joining us.